You all made $12,000 in investing in just 5 months. So I want to break this down. How do we do this, bro? How do we get people to make this kind of money? The number one thing you all said number one was we made consistent contributions. Contributions into what? Like, what are y'all talking about? What are we doing here?
So there's a few ways that individuals can contribute or invest, right? Mm-hmm. And Anthony, we like to do it passive, man.
Okay.
There's a lot of different ways that people can invest in the stock market. Yeah. We're going to go with the simplest way, right? Yeah. So the first thing, or this statistic really highlights us investing into our 401k, which is a tax deferred account that we go, through your employer. Your employer offers that, right? So we contribute to that, and the beauty about this type of account is the money is taken out pre-tax.
Yes. Okay.
So it really is simple. It's the simplicity of contributing consistently is made easier because it's gone before, Uncle Sam gets his hands in it. Right? Yeah. So that's the beautiful part about it. So that was the main thing for us, is contributing to something consistently. And we like to say that because sometimes when you put it on yourself and you say, well, I'm going to contribute, myself, the consistency isn't there.
Absolutely.
So we have it automatically taken out of our paychecks and paid pre-tax.
Right. Very simple principle of pay yourself first.
Right.
And you don't need a 401k to pay yourself first. You can set up a brokerage account or a Roth IRA. So there are other ways you can do it, because sometimes we meet folks and they say, well, I don't have access to a 401k. So you don't need that, just you can do it.
Yeah.
If you go ahead, Marcus.
I'm sorry. Even if you're a business owner, right? Or you work for yourself, there's accounts that are very similar to 401, 403B, different accounts like that, where you can, still take those advantages, those pre-tax advantages.
And I think, Shara, you contribute to a 403B, correct?
Yeah. So I work for a university, so the structure is a little bit different. So he's 401k, I'm 403b, we got our Roth IRAs, and so
And so what's the difference between a 401k and a 403b?
They are actually very similar. Because my employer has a pension option. Outside of the pension, you have these other options. So you can do the 403b, or there's like a 457. So they act very similar to a 401k in that you can invest in index funds, you can invest in mutual funds. So it's really about seeing what your employer offers. And many times, a lot of employers, they have set up brokerage accounts. So like, for example, my employer works with Fidelity.
Yeah.
So because my employer works with Fidelity, I have the option to say, I want to meet with someone from Fidelity.
There you go.
And so I generally do that. I'll do that on an annual basis. So not only do we set aside money, we'll make contributions regularly and consistently each month, but we also take advantage of the ability to meet with someone to learn about how we're doing and maybe how we can improve.
I love that. I love how you all are saying, as financial experts, you still seek out expertise from others to help with your investments. Dave and I do that as well. Dave Ramsey is the guru over all of us. He's been in this game for 30-something years. And he even told me, like, Anthony, get you someone. Don't come to me, because I have someone. I go see someone at least twice a year for my own money. And I'm like, really? Dave Ramsey does that? So I'm like, if you do that, and if you're doing it 2 times a year, I need to do it at least 3 times a year, okay? Because I don't have your money. I'm trying to get to your money. And so I love that. And so I love how you all say continually and just constantly doing that. And so you're talking about a 401k, that's a traditional, or you can do a Roth if your company offers it. And I love that as well. So number 2, you all say we invest in low-cost index funds. Now, I know what that is. I know what that is. But help us out. You all are talking about making $12,000 and investing in 5 months. How is investing in low-cost index funds helping us out?
Yeah, so an index fund is actually a type of mutual fund. But many times mutual funds are actively managed. And so there are some fees that come along with the active management. We invest in low cost index funds because they're not actively managed, but they still do really, really well.
Yeah.
And the fees are generally lower. So if the fees are lower, then that means that there's more money that goes into your pocket and not someone else's pocket.
I love it.
I think, Anthony, when we go back to step one and we're talking about making the contribution, that's step number one. Step number two is telling your money where to go.
Come on now, brother.
Ooh. With some 401ks, you were able to go in and really determine, okay, what fund do I want to grab? So with this particular 401, we were able to specify where we wanted to go. So we definitely, wanted to highlight the low cost of the index funds because that's what we went and told our money, to grab that particular fund.
Now, before you all said, this is where I want my money to go, I'm guessing, correct me if I'm wrong, you all met with one of your pros and asked them, where should we put this money? Or did you all just make that decision on your own?
I think that at this point in time, we have a lot of the tools to be able to pick out what we want to invest in. Mm-hmm. We'll look at like maybe the historical trends. We'll look at the fees that are associated with the account and which companies the index funds are invested in.
Okay.
And I think also, Shard and Anthony, like I spoke earlier, the passivity of it all, really had us looking and searching at total market, stock market indexes that really cover a broad spectrum. Mm-hmm. So when there's, different volatility, you're still somewhat consistent. So that was something that, we definitely did a lot of research on our own to kind of figure that out.
And I love that, and for those of you all watching right now, you can do your research on your own. And these two have all the tools and the proper tools to do it. But some of y'all may be just starting this thing out right now. And I would suggest if you don't have the tools, if you don't have the education, seek out a pro. And I'll drop a link below called smartvestpro.com. You can check them out, financial advisors just like them, or just seek out any financial advisor, wherever you want to go that will help you make the right decision. Because how you invest it, it's going to help you out a whole lot.